Good morning everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to start on the daily time frame and I'm actually going to jump into the weekly, and there's a reason for this. Now obviously on my screen you all know we've been tracking this larger descending parallel channel. Now price is now actually broken outside of this. It must have been either last night or between yesterday and last night. In the Asia session, price has pushed all the way up to this massive area of interest we have here, which ranges from 4,312 all the way down to 4,180. Price has ran into this and has found now resistance. However, we have broken out of this descending channel. On the weekly time frame, we've still got 2 days and 13 hours before candle closure, so it's not to get excited just yet, because if we close outside of it, yes, this could mean we wick back down here into the 41116, 4100 region before continuing in a bullish in the ups to the upside with bullish momentum. However, if this candle closes within this trend and it still remains inside of it, so say for example we close below 4142, 4140, then as long as we hold on next week's candle inside of this channel, price for me will, the direction will still remain bearish and we'll still continue to look for sells. So all of our smaller time frame trend lines are all completely broken now. So what I'm going to do on this video, I thought I'd take the time and actually show you all what I'm going to look for, because now what I need to look for is some fresh setups, new trends, new areas of interest and all that. So why not film this in a video and share it with you all to let you know what I actually look for. So this trend line here is still intact as long as we close within it, and if not, then we could be looking for a potential reversal. Now if that is the case, I'm going to map it out now for you anyway. What I will do, I take it from our most recent low, which is the candle here at 394. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see. I take it to the base of the wick, and then I bring our next candle closure on the weekly, which is at where am I at? Oh, 3959, sorry. So I take it from here, this base to this base, and then I'm going to draw it all the way up to roughly there. That will do, because that ties in with this one here, and obviously this can be adjusted. So if price starts to do something like this, whether we come down here and then push up, then we'll start to be in this new uptrend and we could start looking for new highs, or for at least for price to start heading back up to the upside of our previous all-time highs. I'm not saying that's going to happen, that's just a potential, because obviously we're still waiting for weekly closure to happen, which hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to delete that now, and I'm going to jump into what's actually of interest to us now, which is smaller time frames. So to begin with, we'll go down onto the daily. I'll keep all of these areas of interest still on here because these zones are still valid as long as we're back in this zone, but for now they'll just get hidden. So I'm going to hide these, and if we come back into these regions, areas of interest, they're gone. Right, so obviously the chart looks a little bit clearer now. We can go and remove these blue lines. Sorry, I've got a bulldog beside me snoring, I don't know if you can hear her or not. So there, as you can see now on the daily, we're outside of this trend line, rejected off of this. So what we're looking for now is new trends. So I'm going to go and jump to the 4 hour and see if there's any kind, look at that though, on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we've hit into here and we're starting to sell off. The RSIs are still pointing to the upside, they haven't started to roll over yet. Let me just see on this other indicator here. Yeah, and we've still not really got any top signals or sell signals. So momentum can continue to the upside, even though this is bearish. This could just be taking some of this liquidity that was on this wick before continuing its push to the upside, okay? So what I'm going to look for is shorter term time frame parallel channels for us to trade off of. Let me get this one here, this wick here, and I'm going to go off of that and take it all the way to the top of this wick here. So as you can see, we could now be in this, let me just take this one off, the macro trend off. Actually, I'm going to leave it, sorry. I will leave that on because there's a confluence there that I can check this for a retest. So if we, I want to continue to see, if we do come down here, I want to see that we hold this, and we can hold this line now as a support rather than breaking through it and falling through. If we break through and fall through and price continues to go down, obviously then we're looking for sales. However, at the minute, price is still showing me that we could potentially go higher. We could come up here and grab all this liquidity and push back down. So that's one channel that we're in now. And then Rosie, stop! Jesus Christ. Yeah, look, I mean, it's continuing to push down. So what I'm going to actually do today, I'm going to wait and see, because we are starting to roll over a little bit on the hourly time frame. Let me see if there's any other indicators, and we're getting a little bit of a sell signal here. So yes, we could get into a sell position now and just watch this come down here, but is it really worth it for the sake of 20 pips? Even this move here, it's only like 40 pips, or it's not a massive move. Considering that we could wick to this upside of this channel here, and it'll take our stop losses out. So let's just watch this and see what happens. So now what I'm going to do, that we've got these two trends marked out, I'm going to look and see if there are any other trend lines or zones that we could come into. So I'll take it off this top here, come across the bodies of this, because that was the other highs. So if we come through here, we could get caught in support by this zone, or potentially this higher one here. So we could find support in the 4-1, again, it's back in the 4-100 zone, you see. I'll take that off. And what I'm going to go and do is draw a new area of interest based on, so I'll do one here, this candle, close to these bodies, and I'll make this orange. Sorry, there we go. Template, orange zone. Cool. So we know now that in this zone here, as you can see, let me just hide that so we've got more screen. So we have, I'll mark them. One, just lock that. Two, yeah, to support that broke through, and then 3 taps. That's just here. If I drag this further backwards, you'll see we've had another one there. This is how many times this has tapped this zone as resistance. Also, you've got a few lower ones here. Here it didn't quite reach it, but for now, the 4,141 zone is a strong support. So we could, and look what it does. So we could chop down here today on the hourly time frame and squeeze through to here. And if we hold this area as support, depending on the overall momentum and everything, I would potentially be looking for a bullish continuation to the upside. So what we want to see, let me just draw it out with the arrows. We know that this zone is now strong, right? We know that it's been resistance before and it was hard to get through, which has now been turned into support. Well, we're going to try and see if it's going to test as support here. Because once you get through a zone, that which is previously resistance, and it retests and holds that zone, that's now called support. So what we're looking for, oh my God, this dog, sorry. Let me see. We want to see something happen like this. Come down here. I'll just mark that out. Let me just change that so it's thicker. I'll make it black. And I will make it slightly thicker. So there you see, we could see something happen like this. It could chop down here today. If we hold and we close back above this trend line, price could start to just push up out of here like that. However, if this zone doesn't hold and this trend line doesn't hold, then we're going to be looking for a potential squeeze down to the downside, and we'll know that our bigger time frame, so our weekly candle, was just a wick and a fake out. It wasn't the continuation that we're looking for. So let me just delete that quickly. I will now go back to the weekly, and hopefully with these zones marked out, you may be able to, maybe not. Yeah, you should. I'll hide this trend here. So if we get the closure on the weekly, so in the week, if we can close back inside under this line, this one, then we know we're going to continue going down, because all this will be a wick that looks something just like this. So we're looking for a similar sort of candle here to print on this one, and then price will continue to go down low. It'll come up, it'll try and fight the resistance and come back down further. So let's wait and see what happens with that on the weekly. But we do have our even bigger time frame here. So if we come up, that's our next resistance. So we're in one of the larger macro trends that we're following out of the two. Obviously, we've got this one now, which we're waiting to see how it closes. And then if this one fails, or not fails, if it breaks out of this and continues to go up, our next targets are to remain within this larger trend here. So that's what I'm saying. If we retest and we hold above that line, so we hold outside of this box, if we close at the end of the week outside of here, or even it could be today or tomorrow, depends if we get a big surge of volume. If we do, and I'm also seeing the RSIs and MACD here are starting to curl up on the weekly. So sell pressure could start to ease, and we do get this push up. So that's why we don't really want to be jumping into any major trades right now, because there's no real certainty in the market. We've not got our boxes ticked in terms of our direction flow. Like, we want to know exactly where the direction's going and get our confirmations before we enter those trades. Let me just jump in now to the shorter time frames. I'll look if there's anything on the 30-minute. And by the way, my internet is still absolutely ridiculous. You'll see that I'm actually using my phone. I've now ordered a Starlink. So hopefully good old Elon Musk will be able to sort me out with the internet, and I've got a technician coming out tomorrow, so hopefully the normal internet should be working again, and if not, my Starlink setup should be delivered within the next week. Okay, so we've got this here again, basically the same thing I've just said then on the time frame. We're just looking to see what happens here, but on the 30-minute you can see now the RSIs are starting to roll over. Buy volume is starting to fade. If this starts to turn purple, then we're going to look for some sales to the downside. I mean, this could be a potential little move here, you know. If we can't break through here shortly, I may actually look for some sales. It's only 11 o'clock, so it's 10 o'clock in the UK. So yeah, so if we get a squeeze up here now, there's a potential sell here to this downside. It won't be the biggest of moves, but it could be a nice little trade. So yeah. That's it. I'm going to leave you with that, guys. If there are any questions, let me know in the WhatsApp. And yeah, I'll see you all soon.